the fascinating, adorable, and honestly sometimes completely alien evolutionary strategies animals use to bring new life into the world.
So how does life actually continue on Earth? Well, to keep life going on our planet, animals have to reproduce. It's the absolute fundamental driving force of nature. But when you look across the animal kingdom, from the deepest oceans to the skies above, they definitely do not all follow the same rulebook. They've adapted some incredibly unique strategies just to survive.
Okay, let's jump right in. Because all animal reproduction basically boils down to a major evolutionary fork in the road. You're either keeping the developing young safe inside the body, or you're laying eggs outside the body, from which those young ones will eventually hatch.
Let's start with Path 1, mammals and live births.
This is the path most familiar to us humans, right? Mammals, which include us, dogs, marine life like dolphins, and even flying mammals like bats, opt for a really high investment strategy. They carry their young safely inside until they are fully developed, and once they're born, the parental care is intense. The parents provide milk, warmth, and protection until those babies can fend for themselves.
But, nature absolutely loves to throw us a curveball. Take a look at these rare, funny-looking rebels, the duck-billed platypus and the spiny anteater, which is also known as the echidna. They completely break the ultimate mammal rule by actually laying eggs. No live birth for them.
And that perfectly sets us up for Path 2, the world of eggs.
So, let's look at the incredibly diverse world of animals to lay eggs, starting with birds. Birds are master architects. They build these intricate nests to keep predators at bay. They lay hard-shelled eggs, but there is a big evolutionary catch here. The embryo inside only grows if the mother physically sits on it to provide heat. This incubation period leaves both the parent and the helpless, featherless baby entirely vulnerable until that chick is finally strong enough to fly.
I mean, just think about the engineering going on here. A single egg is basically a self-contained, highly organized life support system for the growing chick. First, you have the hard outer shell for protection. Then, inside that yellow center, the yolk actually contains the growing embryo and acts as its main food source. Then there's the albumin. That's the white, watery part, adding a thick layer of protection. And finally, there's a tiny air sac on the outer edge of the albumin that literally helps the developing baby breathe while it's sealed inside. It's amazing.
But what works up in a tree definitely doesn't work down in a pond. Unlike a heavily armored bird egg, fish eggs skip the hard mineral shell entirely. Instead, they're just coated in a soft, protective jelly that is perfectly optimized for the water.
Thousands. Because these soft eggs are just so vulnerable, fish have to play a pure numbers game. They lay a massive eggs, called a spawn, literally by the thousands. They know predators are going to eat most of them, so laying thousands is the only way to ensure a lucky few hundred actually survive to adulthood.
Yet even in that brutal underwater world, you find some amazing exceptions. Get this, the male seahorse actually carries hatching babies in a specialized pouch on his own body. And cichlids, they will literally scoop their young into their own mouths just to shelter them from danger. Talk about surprise caregivers. When we compare some of these strategies side by side, you really see how environment shapes everything. Reptiles lay their eggs on rough ground, right? So they fortify them with thick, leathery, mineral-rich shells and just let the sun do the warming. Amphibians, on the other hand, lay soft, jelly-like eggs in the water. But both of them share one pretty brutal trait: zero parental care. Once those eggs are laid, the young are entirely on their own.